go listen to some Blade Runner tunes, like, you know, some of the newer stuff he's doing. He's really thinned out the drums to the point where it's just a break, a hi-hat, and the bass is doing a lot of the work. Just try and bring the snare out in the Amen. If the Amen's not good enough, to replace it with another Amen, because, you know, an Amen's an Amen, but there's so many manipulated out there.
On the snare channel, on the snare bus rather, because I might have two or three layers, I'll have Pro 3 like compressor, then I'll have the SPL transient shaper on there, and then I'll have a limiter on there. I group them together and then I A/B them off and on, and it's incredible the difference. So a lot of times your snares won't sound great until you've done a little processing to them. Same with the kick. Do you know what I mean? It's like you do need to do processing. Just because you get a snare doesn't mean it's done. And
Yeah.
often do because it doesn't sound right. We're like, why doesn't it sound right? We had another snare on top and another layer and another layer. Whereas really it can just be down to the processing you use. Make sure it's
Mm.
in key, you know, and make sure that like you're using like the SPL transient shaper is amazing. And the
Yeah.
compressor, the Pro 3 on the Fab Filter package, that is great as well. Just a little compression, get the snappiness in the snare with the transients, and then like basically the limiter as well. And you can, it just, if you A/B it, it will sound incredible.
But like Rat was saying, ideally you want to get all your drums, split them, so kick, snare, hi-hat, flicks, whatever, into multiple channels. Send that to a bus or group, and if you've got any other loops, do the same, so they're into a group. Send them groups or buses, however you want to call it, into another group, and on that's where you want to start adding your transient shapers. After the transient shaper, you want to use a clipper to clip the peaks so that you're not overshooting. It's not too peaky, like what Will was pointing out earlier, with things being too resonant. And what you'll find is that the drums will become a lot sharper, but yet not overpowering. And that's the beauty of using transient shapers and clippers. This is how the pros are actually getting those snares to punch, the kicks to punch, and everything to cut through in the mix so sharp without, you know, clouding anything else.